That definitely works.
That's good. That's all we need, Prabhu.
And thank God for that. Okay, Smita, you can start then. Krishna.
Krishna, 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 Hey.
Okay, Shamarani.
Krishna, 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 Rakshamam.
No, Krishna, hey, you have to do a Krishna here twice.
Krishna, 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 hey.
Okay, Jai.
Krishna, 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 Rakshamam.
Krishna, 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 Pahimam. Shama.
Ram Raghava, Ram Raghava, Ram Raghava, Rakshamam.
Smita.
Oh, what do I sing now?
Krishna Keshava.
Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahima.
Very nice, very nice. This is very important that we all do it together as a team.
Yes.
What do you think? What do you think? Is Shashi, Hare Krishna? No, not Shashi. Shashi is here, is it? Yeah, that's right, Shashi. How are you feeling now, Shashi? Have you got over that that sickness?
Fine, thank you very much. Just been very busy. I think I did receive a message from someone saying you're missing me in class, but
That was me.
was that you? Sorry, Smita Mataji. I thought after I messaged and I thought, oh, I wonder if that was Smita Mataji and I'll be calling her Prabhu.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
The
I've
thing
just
is,
got so much going on at the moment. I don't know whether I'm coming or going.
Smita represents everyone here, you see.
Yes.
No,
She's Brahman realized.
no, I'm not. I'm the lowest of the low.
Oh
Fallen
no,
of
I've
the
got that
tallest.
job. I've got that job.
No, no, Prabhu. I am even lower than the ant. I've got no hope.
Oh, an ant is very high compared to the germs like me. How about Alex there? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Okay, take us to the cows of Switzerland.
I'm in Northampton at the moment, so yeah.
Take us to the cows in Northampton then.
Yes, I'll have to look quite hard for that, but yes, I will.
Okay,
You're all welcome. All welcome in Northampton, all welcome in Switzerland. Hare Krishna.
Oh, nice,
okay,
Prabhu.
so we're on this interesting story now of Krishna recovering the son of his teacher. Who knows the name of Krishna's teacher?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
No, I can't guess. No, I can't guess.
Oh,
No, it's fine.
the family priest of Nanda Maharaj. Who can guess the name of the family priest of Nanda Maharaj? Begins with a G.
Garga Muni.
There we go. So Garga Muni is the priest, and the teacher of Krishna, his name begins with an S. And it's not Sharmila Soni.
That's my friend Prabhuji. She's joining for the first time.
Or Sharmila. Well,
Yeah.
with a name like Sharmila, Tagore, I mean,
Haribol.
Soni, Hare Krishna, the famous Sharmila. Hare Krishna, Sharmila.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me, Prabhu?
Yes, are you also a Gujarati?
Yes, I am.
Oh, Tame Kemcho.
Sarucha, thank you.
Su samachar che.
Hi, Mati.
Maru bapni gari jaam chu.
You're doing good, Prabhu.
Okay, so I was attending the funeral ceremony today of Yashodaben Bhaskar Rao Patel. She's from Eldoret in Kenya. She lived in East London, but she's the mother of Navadvip Chandra, one of the devotees I met in 1982 in West Wickham, in Beckenham, in Kent when I was preaching in South London, in the Crawley and the Mitcham areas. And I met the family with my partner, my preaching partner, and they became devotees. And Yashoda Ben, she left her body on the 26th of this month. And it was very nice, Antiesti, today. The devotees were there from Bhaktivedanta Mana, and I attended it online. And she was very nice. She was very nice. I mean, she couldn't make bakris like Archana, could certainly make dahi. Very nice, homemade dahi. We loved the homemade dahi. So let's start then, Jai, on this this chapter.
Prabhu, is it Sandipani Rishi?
Sandipani, yeah.
Absolutely. Finally, you've remembered. Thank you very much. Sandipani Muni. And where was the ashram of Sandipani Muni? Many of our schools are named after it. Begins with A.
Avanti, somewhere in a. I just get.
Yes, Avanti is in Madhya Pradesh.
Ah.
Okay, not far from Ujjain. Okay, very good. We've had a little introduction to this, you know, the whereabouts of what's going on. So let's see. Jai, if you can start off the reading, it'll be very nice.
Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda were also living in Mathura because Krishna and Balram were there. But after some time, they wanted to go back to Vrindavan. Krishna and Balram went before Nanda and Yashoda and very affectionately embraced them. And the two lords spoke as follows. Dear father and mother, although we were born of Vasudeva and Devaki, you have been our real father and mother. Because of our very birth and childhood, you raised us with great affection and love. Your affectionate love for us was more than anyone can offer one's own children. You are actually our father and mother, because you raised us as your own children when we were just like orphans. For certain reasons, we were rejected by our father and mother, and you protected us. Dear father and mother, we know that you will feel separation upon returning to Vrindavan, leaving us here. But please rest assured that we shall come back to Vrindavan just after giving some satisfaction to our real father and mother, Vasudeva and Devaki, and our grandfather and other family members. Krishna and Balram thus satisfied Nanda and Yashoda by sweet words and by presentation of various kinds of clothing, ornaments, and copper utensils. They satisfied them along with 64 knights. Sorry, wrong page.
Their friends and neighbors.
Yeah, their friends and neighbors who had come with them from Vrindavan to Mathura, as fully as possible on account of excessive parental affection for Balram and Krishna. Nand Maharaj felt tears in his eyes, and he embraced them and started with the cowherd men for Vrindavan.
Okay, so this is a very nice scenario. After the killing of Kamsa, they're in Mathura. Nanda Baba and Yashoda Mai and all the Gopas and the Gopis and various personalities from Vrindavan were there. And they were village people coming to the big town, to the city. And Krishna is offering nice offerings of respect and appreciation for them. Just like an ordinary son, you see, just like an ordinary child. And this is the prerogative of Krishna, of God. He can give up easily. He can renounce the post of being Bhagwan and just become an ordinary child. This is the Vairagya aspect of. Sometimes people say, well, you know, God has 6 opulences: Aishvarasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yashashashriyaha, Jnana, Vairagyayos Chaiva, Shanam Bhaga Itirana. So, you know, this is the shloka describing Bhagwan has 6 opulences in excess of anyone else by millions and billions of times. So what is Vairagya? How is God renounced? Well, God can renounce being God. There you go. He can renounce it, the post, and just be an ordinary child, you see, and appear to be dependent on his mother and father and friends. And he's always asking Balaram to help him, and he'll be dependent on his, although everything in existence, everything depends upon him, he appears to be dependent on others, which is a very nice quality. So let's go with this second chapter. Let's ask Archana to do the second chapter, please, Archana.
Sorry, Prabhu, can I please interrupt very quickly?
Go on.
We need to know what chapter and what page, please.
Oh,
So other people can.
this is Krishna recovers the son of his teacher, and it's chapter, well, it could be either 44, 45 or 44, depends which Krishna book you've got. And let's have a look. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, we're now 8 on the 8th paragraph, okay? Be it small or big, it's the 8th paragraph. Beginning with after this, Archana.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. After this, Vasudeva had his sons initiated by sacred thread as the token of second birth, which is essential for the higher caste of human society. Vasudeva called for his family priests and learned Brahmanas and the sacred thread ceremony of Krishna and Balarama was duty performed. During this ceremony, Vasudeva gave various ornaments in the charity of Brahmanas and endowed them with cows decorated with silken cloths and golden ornaments. Then Vasudeva remembered the cows he had wanted to give in charity to the Brahmanas after the birth of Krishna and Balarama. But being imprisoned by Krishna at that time, Vasudeva had been able to do so only within his mind, for Krishna had stolen all his cows. Kamsa has stolen all his cows. With the death of Kamsa, his cows were released, and now Vasudeva gave the actual cows to the Brahmanas. Then Balarama and Krishna were duly initiated with the sacred thread ceremony, and they repeated the chanting of the Gayatri mantra. The Gayatri mantra is offered to disciples after the sacred thread ceremony, and Balarama and Krishna properly discharged the duties of chanting this mantra. Anyone who executes the chanting of this mantra has to abide by certain principles and vows. Although the Balarama and Krishna were transcendental personality, they strictly followed the regulative principles. They were initiated by their family priest, Gargacharya, usually known as Gargamuni, the Acharya of the Yadu dynasty. According to Vedic culture, every respectable family has an Acharya or spiritual master. One is not considered as a perfectly cultured man without being initiated and trained by an Acharya. It is said, therefore, that one who has approached an Acharya is actually in perfect knowledge. Lord Krishna and Lord Balarama are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the master of all education and knowledge. There was no need for them to accept a spiritual master or Acharya, yet for the instruction of the ordinary men, they also accepted a spiritual master of advancement in spiritual knowledge.
Oh, very nice, yes. I was looking forward to mentioning how Krishna had stolen everything and Krishna had imprisoned. I was going to talk about that point, but of course Krishna did. It's all his plan. So you weren't wrong. You weren't. No. I didn't interrupt because you're not entirely wrong. You see, because Krishna, he makes this plan. As they say in the bhajan, Kuru Pandava Yud Machayo. Kuru Pandava Yud Machayo. So this Pandava and Kaurava Yud was arranged so that Arjuna ko Upadesh Shunayo. So that Arjuna could hear Krishna's Upadesh on the battlefield, so that everyone for thousands of years will benefit from the Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna arranges all these things. He arranged for the battle ultimately, and he arranged to decrease the unwanted belligerent kings on the planet, to reduce all the heavy Kshatriya, too many Kshatriyas and too many. We're coming to the end of Dwapara Yuga, so Kali Yuga is on the horizon, and you can see that things are not, there's a lot of bad guys around, so we needed a big cleanup. So Krishna arranges everything ultimately. So you weren't 100% wrong there. I didn't interrupt you, but Krishna was initiated with Gayatri. Now, Krishna is not a Brahmin. Krishna is not Brahmin. He's Madhu Mangala was the Brahmin. He was the Ladu wala, Ladu Kai. He was eating all the Ladu, as Brahmins do often, too many sweets. So Krishna is a Kshatriya. Vasudev got Krishna given Gayatri as a Kshatriya. So it's explained that the three higher classes in the Varnashram system, Vaishya, Shudra, and the Vaishya, Kshatriya, and the Brahmin, they all receive Gayatri mantra. Some on 6 threads, some on 3, etc. But Gayatri mantra is given to even the Kshatriya, because Kshatriyas are expected also to be godly people as well. So that's an interesting point there. Anybody else got a point of interest?
When it says that it's been offered to them, the Gayatri Mantra, you mean that it's been recited, right?
Yeah, Garga Muni would have first of all recited into the, I think it's the right ear, was recite into the ear the Gayatri Mantra, or Gayatri mantras, it could be not just one, there are many Gayatris. There's the Gayatri mantra for the Sudarshan Chakra. There's a Gayatri mantra for Nrsimha Dev, Nrsimha Gayatri. But in this instance, it would be the Surya Gayatri, and the Kama Gayatri is there as well. Kama Gayatri. Who knows the Kama Gayatri? This is chanted when we tie our shika. So when we tie the shika, we chant Klim Kama Devaya Vidmahe Krishna Nandaya Dhimi. We chant this Kama Gayatri mantra. Pushpa Banaya Dhimihi. Sorry, Pushpa Banaya Dhimihi. Tano Nanga Pachod. Tano Nanga Pachodayat. So there are many Gayatris, but the specifically Krishna's been given this Gayatri mantra, which we know as the Surya, Savitri, or it's called Savitri Gayatri. Who knows the Savitri Gayatri mantra?
Is that the Om Bhur Bhuvashwaha Om Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya?
Yeah, very nice. This is called the Savitri Gayatri mantra.
Okay.
And this descended originally. There's one book by Mahanidhi Swami about Gayatri. I have it here somewhere. And the Gayatri mantra manifested in this world as a direct sound of Krishna's flute. So the Krishna Venu, Venu Gayatri is also called Venu. It's here, and Brahma hears that Gayatri in the form of Krishna's flute, and that becomes the Gayatri mantra. So it's a very esoteric mantra.
Okay.
So there we are. That's very nice you read. So let's ask Jigna now to do, it is customary Jigna. Go ahead.
Prabhu, Prabhuji,
Jia.
today I'm available for read. Yeah, I got the book now.
Okay, ek minute. Jigna, you go ahead first, and then Dusra, Biju. I mean,
Okay, no,
Biju now.
okay, no problem.
You can be the Biju wala.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. It is customary after being initiated in the Gayatri Mantra for one to live away from home for some time under the care of the Acharya to be trained in spiritual life. During this period, one has to work under the spiritual master as an ordinary menial servant. There are many rules and regulations for a brahmachari living under the care of an acharya, and Krishna and Balram strictly followed those regulative principles while living under the instruction of their spiritual master, Sandipani Muni, who was a resident of Avantipura in the northern Indian district of Ujjain. According to scriptural injunctions, a spiritual master should be respected and regarded on an equal level with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna and Balram exactly followed those principles with great devotion and underwent the regulations of brahmacharya. Thus, they satisfied the spiritual master, who instructed them in Vedic knowledge. Being very satisfied, Sandipani Muni instructed them in all the intricacies of Vedic wisdom and in supplementary literatures such as the Upanishads. Because Krishna and Balram happened to be Kshatriyas, they were specifically trained in military science, politics, and ethics. Politics includes such departments of knowledge as how to make peace, how to fight, how to pacify, how to divide and rule, and how to give shelter. All these items were fully explained and instructed to Krishna and Balram.
Very nice. Okay, well, there we are. Krishna and Balaram, they were trained in the brahmachari ashram. And of course, a brahmachari means that you become the dasa, the das. Now, das is a very considered a very lowly position. In India, when we have someone come to our home to do some cleaning or washing or cook, sometimes they have someone to cook and all that. They call nakar. I don't know what it is in Gujarati, but you have someone to come to the house, and but in Hindi it's naukar. So the naukar,
Nokar, I think.
is it the same in Gujarati?
Yeah, or
Yeah,
Kamwala.
Naukarwala or naukarwali. So they come and they clean. So, but they're paid. You see, they're paid for their seva. Well, 50 rupees, 100 rupee, whatever, you know, they come and they do their seva. But das means that you get no pay. It's unpaid work, voluntary work. And das, you can equate das with the word slave. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada's Diksha and Shiksha Guru, he described the being das as a devotee, as a slave. You have a slave mentality. A slave will do whatever is asked. If he's asked to do something that he doesn't like to do, he'll do it. If he's asked to give up something that he likes to do, he'll give it up. Sometimes the slave devotee of the Lord will be asked to give up doing something that he likes and to do something that he doesn't like. A double misery. You give up something that you like and then do something you don't like. And this is often the training devotees will go through. And in this way, one is tested very thoroughly in spiritual life. The tests in spiritual life are very, very thorough. They're very thorough tests. So Krishna is acting just like a menial servant, meaning that there's no payment there. He's serving the Guru. Guru may ask him to go and do something, very difficult task. He won't hesitate. He'll do it. And Prabhupada did this many times. They were traveling in India and they'd visit on the line. They'd be on the railway going from through maybe through from Bombay to Kolkata. So you're in the middle of Madhya Pradesh or Maharashtra. You're in the middle of nowhere, you know. And then Prabhupada would tell two of his disciples, I want you two to get off here. Get your bags and just get off here. I want you to open a temple in this town. And it's like an obscure place. No, they don't know where they are even. He said, go and I want you to open a temple here. Get some interest. And the devotees wouldn't hesitate. They get down in the middle of nowhere. Just imagine, put yourself in this position. You in the middle of God knows where. You're not from India. You're just in this, you know, situation, and you asked you, please get down here, and Krishna will help you. And with full faith, devotees will go and walk in the town, and someone will see them. Oh, who are these people? Oh, come to my home. Suddenly, and then the magic begins. What begins?
Magic.
Come on, Sharmila. What begins? The magic.
Sorry, I was muted. Sorry, it's magic. Yeah.
The chamatkar begins. And, the adventure, a great adventure. And suddenly you're meeting people and you're being taken to people's homes, and you're in a terrible position 1 minute, and in the next minute you're a guest in a beautiful home. You've been given wonderful food, which is offered to Krishna, and people are gaining it, and then you're invited to come to the local mandir, and before you know it, Prabhupada knew this will happen, you see, because these devotees, they're coming from America or Europe. Prabhupada knew that people will be very interested. Who are these these Doryo Brahmins? Doryo Brahminche. Doryo Wala. Yes, it's a Doryo there. I know this because when I used to knock doors in Leicester, I'd hear them saying, I'd hear by the letterbox, you know, I'd have a listen. Hey, Doryo. It's outside. So I got to learn all these things. Haribo.
Anyone.
The inside story. Okay, so let's go on to Ramesh Bhai. Bolo che bhai. Bolo.
Okay. The ocean is the source of water in a river. The cloud is created by the evaporation of the ocean water, and the same water is distributed as a rain all over the surface of the earth, and then return to the ocean in river. So Krishna and Balram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are the source of all knowledge, but because they were playing like ordinary human boy, they set the example so that everyone would receive knowledge from the right source. Thus, they agree to take knowledge from a spiritual master.
Hey, that's amazing. You know, this is sometimes people say, oh, I don't need a guru. Krishna is my guru. I've heard this many times. Krishna's, oh, I don't need a guru. But here's God. Now, if God needs a guru, hello, if God has to have a guru, you know, what's our position? So Krishna, he doesn't need it, but you know, he does it because he likes it as well. He likes someone to take the superior position. Say, for example, Alex. Alex is the supreme personality of Godhead, okay? Alex is the supreme God forever and ever. Okay, Alex, you're the boss. How does that sound?
If you say so, Prabhu.
It sounds good to me. Interesting. I tell you what, Donald Trump would like that job. Anyway, that's another thing. So now, you're God eternally, okay? There's got to be a time where you're fed up of being God. What do you think, Alex?
I mean, it's all in Krishna's lila. So if we,
I'm talking
if
about
we-
you.
oh no, even me, I can't even imagine that, to be honest.
I know, but don't imagine it. That's
Okay.
dangerous. I'm not asking you to imagine. Don't go into this now. Don't get carried away here.
Yeah. No, I can't put myself in that position, to be honest. I just
I'm not asking you to put yourself in that position.
no,
Good
but even
God. Calm down, man.
no, even just thinking about it makes me scared. So
No. Just imagine now. Here, we're a chip off the old block. Okay, all of us. We're Mama Vangsa, Mama Eva Angsa. 15:7, Bhagavad Gita 15:7, Purushottam Yoga, Mama Eva Angsa, Mama Evangso Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta, Sanatana. We're all little Angshas of Krishna. We're little Krishnas, okay? Prabhupada says we're all tiny Krishnas. Difference is Krishna himself is the supreme infinite being. We're infinitesimal. So here we are, if we're God. Now, here, Krishna likes it. When you're God, you see, everyone's below you, okay? That's the end of it. Everyone's got to be below. God's at the top of the pile.
yeah.
But God himself, he loves to become subordinate. He actually really likes it when he's told off, if he's chastised by his devotee. He relishes it. And the guru will chastise a disciple. That's one of the duties of a guru, is that you chastise the disciple. That's the love of the guru. He will chastise to help the disciple break the false ego, break the ahankar, smash that ahankar down so that the devotee is freed. You see, sometimes the bird is in the cage. Anybody got any birds at home in a cage?
No.
Any cruel people there? Keeping a bird in the cage. So, that bird's in that cage. That bird will do anything to get out of that cage. So we're entrapped in the cage of the false ego. We're trapped in it. So when we're released from that cage, we're flying in the sky. Who would like to fly in the sky without an airplane? Yeah, I'd love to be able to fly in the sky, go as high as you like, freedom, So this is the false ego. It keeps us entrapped. So guru's business is to chastise, teaching and chastising, teaching, chastising. It's said if the guru never chastises you, he doesn't love you.
Yeah, so that I can understand.
If you have a
Probably.
guru and he hasn't properly chastised you, you know that you're in trouble. Okay, so I suggest that if you have a guru, make sure you do something so he chastises you. Okay, don't go through without being chastised heavily, thoroughly. I've been fairly well chastised, I must say, in my life by different superiors, but I'm still waiting for my Diksha Guru to give me a good going over one day, which I thoroughly deserve. Okay, well, thank you very much, Ramesh Bhai. Would you like to do the next one, Ramesh Bhai? After hearing.
Okay, no problem. After hearing only once from their teacher, Krishna and Balram learned all the art and science. In 64 days and 64 nights, they learned all the necessary art and sciences required in human society. During the daytime, they took lesson on a subject from the teacher, and by nightfall, they were expert in the department of knowledge.
Well, there we are. This is the difference. Krishna, he is a special name here, Shruti Dhara. Shruti, who's heard the name Shruti Dhara? Vidyadhara, Shruti Dhara. The Shruti Dharas were there in different yugas, previous yugas. They would hear just once. They hear once and they assimilate and understand and remember that. It's logged into their memory and they can remember it perfectly. That's called Shruti Dhar. So Krishna and Balaram, they were exhibiting the perfection of Shruti Dhara. I remember there's a devotee at the Mana, he passed away last year, I think, Shruti Dharma. Do you know any devotee there called Shruti Dharma?
Yeah,
I
he was,
remember I met Shruti
he was-
Dharma. He's a Patel. He's a Patel from Nadiad in Gujarat. Nadiad in Satavishgam area of Gujarat. Badran, Sojitra, Chargam, Sadgam, all these Satavishgam area. So his name, when previous to Shruti Dharma, his name was Shruti Dhara Das. Shruti Dhara Das. Nice name. And he had a good memory for shlokas. I used to share a lot of shlokas with him that I'd be reading. And I was in the ashram and I'd say, oh, Shruti, I'd say, here's a nice one for you. These are the 4 defects of the living entity in Sanskrit. He said, okay, thank you for that. And he'd go and learn it. So we were like that. We were quite close friends. We used to be in a lot of plays together. In one play, he was my servant. I was the king. My name was Maharaj Samosa Pad III. Maharaj Samosa Pad III. And his name was Bakshish. And he would be looking around for stuff for me, and we find a genie, and the genie is in the bottle, and the genie was representing the mind. And we used to do those plays. Do you remember them, Smita? At the Janmashtami, we used to be on the stage
yeah,
doing that.
I remember that. I remember something like that when you are talking. I can actually picture something like that.
Yeah, I used to have a big mustache and a wig and everything. And Shruti's small, you see, so he used to jump up in my arms. He'd just jump up like, we were good on the stage. We used to do lots of stuff like that. So Shruti Dhara, remembering the name now. What is Krishna is a Shruti Dhara, perfect Shruti. And then we have other Narada, Shruti Dhara. Vyas, another Shruti Dhara, Shukadev Goswami. Anybody else can think of a Shruti Dhara, another one. I can think of one more, begins with P. Not Prabhupada. Maybe he is a Shruti Dhara, but another one. PR.
Plahrad?
Huh?
Bhakta Plahrad?
Yes, let's give Sharmila a rousing Haribo.
Haribo.
Very good. That was good. Prahlad. There are many Shruti Dharas like this. Dhruva. There's so many great souls, Shruti Dhara. There's all there, many in the Bhagavatam. Okay, so let's ask Jai Prabhu, would you like to read first of all?
Yeah. First of all, they learned how to sing, how to compose songs, and how to recognize the different tunes. They learned the favorable and unfavorable accents and meters, how to sing different kinds of rhythms and melodies, and how to follow them by beating different kinds of drums. They learned how to dance to the rhythm of melody and different songs. They learned how to write dramas. They learned the various types of painting from simple village arts up to highest perfectional stage. They also learned how to paint tilaka on the face by making different kinds of dots on the forehead and cheeks. Then they learned the art of making paintings on the floor with a liquid paste of rice and flour. Such paintings were very popular at auspicious ceremonies performed at household affairs or in the temple. They learned how to make a resting place with flowers and how to decorate clothing and limbs with colorful paintings. They also learned how to set valuable jewels in ornaments. They learned the art of wringing water pots. Water pots are filled with water to a certain measurement, so that as one beats on the pots, different tones are produced. When the pots are beaten together, they produce a melodious sound. They also learned how to splash water in the rivers or lakes while taking a bath amongst friends. They learned how to decorate with flowers. This art of decorating can still be seen in various temples of Vrindavan during the summer season. It is called Pullabadi. The dais, the throne, the walls, and the ceiling are fully decorated, and a small aromatic fountain of flowers are fixed in the center. Because of these floral decorations, the people fatigued from the heat of the summer become refreshed.
Oh, that's a lovely paragraph describing these 64, some of the 64 arts that Krishna and Balaram, they, of course, they already knew it, you see, but they were happy to learn it. And of course, because they already know it, it's just a matter of, you know, refreshing. So we are also of the same quality, but in a slightly, obviously, greatly, not slightly, greatly reduced amount, you could say, ratio to Krishna. But we also remember, we can remember things we've done in, like I was telling you, I learned Sanskrit. I started learning Sanskrit language in August 2020, August. And within my first 2 lessons, my teacher had me writing down the E, U, etc. And after I've been writing, I did the consonants as well. Cut, ch, all these different g, g, ng. After I'd done maybe about 15 letters, 20 letters, I kind of realized, hey, I've done this before. I've done this before. It's easy. I was thinking, hey, how come this is so easy? This is a completely different language. Who reads Gujarati here? All right, Shamarani, Archana. Okay. Ramesh Bhai, Gujarati perenge?
Yeah, Gujarati boli shako.
Oh, bole shako. Okay. What's reading in Gujarati? Is it perenge?
Vachi sako.
Vachi. No,
Vachi.
Oh,
Vachi
yeah.
sako.
Yes, Vachi is the reading.
Yeah, Vachi
I
sako.
used to say to people when I was selling the books, I remember, Gujarati, Tame Gujarati Vancho.
Gujarati book.
You're reminding me now.
No.
My sales work at the temple. So I realized I was writing and I thought, oh, you know, I've done this before. I found it so easy to write the Sanskrit language. So there's something we've all gone through. It's not me. I mean, everyone can experience this, that we've done so many things before, you see. And in Krishna's instance, of course, it's like he already knows, but he's learning it and it's all there coming out. And Krishna can do that for us as well sometimes. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Let's say Hare Krishna Charanaravinda Prabhu. He's just woken up down there in East Sussex. Haribo.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. So that was nice, Ramesh Bhai. And Jai Prakash and Ramesh Bhai read there. Let's go from Krishna and Balaram now with Smita.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna and Balaram learned the art of dressing hair in various styles and fixing a helmet in different positions on the head. They also learned how to set up a theatrical stage, how to decorate dramatic actors with clothes and with flower ornaments over the ear, and how to sprinkle sandalwood pulp and water to produce a nice fragrance. They also learned the art of performing magical feats. Within the magical field, there is an art called Bahurupi, by which a person dresses himself in such a way that when he approaches a friend, he cannot be recognized. Krishna and Balaram also learned how to make various syrups and beverages required at various times, having various tastes and intoxicating effects. They also learned different types of sewing and embroidery work, as well as how to manipulate thin threads for dancing puppets. This art includes how to string wires on musical instruments such as the veena, sitar, esa, raja, and tambura to produce melodious sounds. Then they learned how to make and solve riddles. They learned the art of how even a dull student can very quickly learn the alphabet and read books. Then they learned how to rehearse and act out a drama. They also studied the art of solving crossword puzzles, filling up the missing spaces, and making complete words.
Oh, wow, amazing. There's a lot of things they were learning there. Well, I was very surprised to find out that they were making beverages, intoxicating beverages. Well, who would believe that Krishna was making whiskey back in 5,000 years ago? Krishna was on the VAT 69 there. No, but the intoxicating beverage, who knows what the famous intoxicating beverage is that Balaram absolutely loves?
Bang?
No, not bang. No. A pan is there. I mean, Krishna.
No, not pan. Bang. Bang.
Oh, bang. No, not bang. That's Lord Shiva's job. He's on the bang.
Is it Madhu something?
Madhu.
Madhu.
You're close. You're close. It's got honey in it. Very close. It begins with the letter
V.
Varuni drink.
Varuni, yes.
Varuni. Who said Varuni?
Jigna.
Jigna. Well done, Jigna. Let's give her a Haribo.
Haribol.
Balaram was very fond of Varuni beverage. Oh, he loved it. He used to drink it, especially when he was dancing in the forest, in the, what was the name of that? Vaivata mountain with the gopis, different gopis than Krishna's. And he would be dancing there and he would be drinking Varuni. And it said that when Balaram was drinking Varuni beverage, his beautiful eyes would be rolling. And the Varuni is made from honey, which is dripping from the trees. And we used to make this Varuni beverage to go to the universities. And we would be in the students' union there. And we'd have a big posters up everywhere. Everyone is invited to come to the Vedic, or what do we call it? The Vedic variety show. The Vedic variety show. And we had variety, we had plays, we had music, we had a rock band with Vyasaki Prabhu and Sanatan Dharma on the drums, and I was playing the guitar at the time. And we had, and then we had another sign, sample, the ultimate in intoxication. Whoa, I tell you what, we had a lot of people coming. A lot of Daruwalas that were coming in there. All the Daru guys. Oh, yeah. Free booze. So what did we have? We had Varuni beverage. And how did we make it? Well, we made it with 7-Up, a lot of 7-Up, in a big, massive black bin, plastic black bin, with bottles and bottles of 7-Up. And then we put in lots and lots of jars of honey. And we mix it with one of those big, massive spoon. We mix the honey and the 7-Up together. and it was lethal. It was lethal because there's so much sugar in the 7-Up, the honey. So when people drank it, it had an intoxicating effect on people. And they weren't like drunk in the sense of, you know, people drunk. The alcohol molecule is twice as big as the oxygen molecule, and it deprives the brain of oxygen. Not that kind of, but it was just made them happy, made them very happy. So that was Varuni beverage that we used to make at the universities. Who would like to sample some Varuni beverage? Nobody. Well, it was very popular in those days anyway. We used to make this drink. And nobody knew what was in that thing. They just thought it was some kind of intoxication. So Krishna and Balaram were obviously making their own intoxicating drinks. And well, they were expert in crossword puzzles. Anyone good here at crossword puzzle? I'm terrible, personally. Anyone good? Jai Prakash, Alex? Crossword
Word search. I like word searches.
Word search, okay. Well, Krishna, he's expert in this word search crossword puzzle. Expert. Okay, Chana Ravinda Prabhu, would you like to read the next paragraph? They also learned how to draw.
Hang on a sec.
Okay, Shashi, oh, can you read, Shashi? Are you
They
all
also learn how to draw
Go on.
and read pictographic literature. In some countries in the world, pictographic literature is still current. A story is represented by pictures, for instance. A man and a house are presented to represent a man going home. Krishna and Balaram also learnt the art of architecture, how to construct residential buildings. They learned to recognize valuable jewels by studying their luster and colors. Then they learned the art of placing jewels in a gold and silver setting so that they looked very beautiful. They also learned how to study soil to find minerals. This study of soil is now a greatly specialized science, but formerly it was common knowledge, even for the ordinary man. They learned to study herbs and plants to discover how they would act as medicine for different ailments. By studying the different species of plants, they learned how to crossbreed plants and trees and get different types of fruits. They learned how to train and engage rams and cocks in fighting for sport. They learned how to teach parrots to speak and to answer the questions of human beings.
Well, 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 a talking parrot that answers your question. And fighting lambs. Well, that's an interesting thing. I've heard of, you know, cocks fighting, but not lambs. So it's interesting they were doing all these things. Okay, Shashi, do you want to do the next one? They learned practical.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
They learned practical psychology, how to influence another's mind and thus induce another to act according to one's own desire. Sometimes this is called hypnotism. They learned how to wash hair, dye it different colors, and curl it in different ways. They learned the art of telling what is written in someone's book without actually seeing it. They learned to tell what is contained in another's fist. Sometimes children imitate that art, although not very accurately. One child keeps something within his fist and asks his friend, "Can you tell me what is within?" The friend gives some suggestion, although he actually cannot tell. But this is the art by which one can understand and actually tell what is held within the fist.
Well, these are amazing arts, amazing arts. how to deal with all these things. It's quite amazing. So we're building up to the point where Krishna is going to recover. It's coming up now, but it's going to be next week, I'm afraid, because we've come to the end of our session. Does anyone have any points on what we've read here? Anything they would like to say, or any question even, or anything they have doubting something?
I don't do crosswords, but I do Sudoku
Oh, really? Wow.
regularly.
Sharmila, anything you have anything to say?
No, Brother Boo, I was quite intrigued to see how many different types of things Krishna and Balram learned. It just makes me think that it really just covers all the different things people do in current day. It's just a different profession. Every different profession, when you think about it, they learned it within 64 days.
Yeah, they were all the
Every profession that you can think of.
They're all coming from Krishna. There's a Vedanta Sutra 1.1. Well, who knows? Excuse me. Vedanta Sutra 1.2. 1.1.2, I think it's 1.1 is Atato Brahma Jignasa. Atato, let's all say it together. Atato Brahma Jignasa. Atta means now. Atato means now, therefore. Brahma Jignasa means is time to inquire into what is Brahman, what is the spirit, what is spiritual energy. Atato Brahma Jignasa. This is the Vedanta Sutra now. The second line answers that. Janmad yasya yataha. Let's say that one together. Janmad. Janmad. Yasya yataha. Janmad yasya yataha. So the answer to that is that all the spiritual thing, what is that spiritual thing? What is that Brahma? That Brahma is that which everything is coming from. Janma. Janma means birth or source. So Janma Yasya Yataha. That which everything is coming from, that is Brahma. But how to understand Brahma? How to understand? Next one is Vedanta Sutra 1.3. Shastra. Shastra. Yonitvat. Yonitvat. So yoni is the place of the birth. We're coming from the yoni to take the birth. So Shastra Yonitvat. The source of the answer to this where everything is coming from is in Shastra. Shastra Yonitvat. And the word Shastra is broken into two words. Shastra meaning book, kitab, granta, and also astra. Don't say a Vauxhall. Don't say the Vauxhall. Astra. Who knows what the Astra? Once I said Astra, someone said Asda. I said no, not the superstore. Asda, not Asda.
Stars.
Astra. Astra means
Stars.
I think is that like instruments?
What is Charanavida Prabhu?
Stars. Celestial stars.
Oh no, that's nakshatra. That's nakshatra. Astra.
So
yes, it means the weapon. Weapon, utility. So the astra, the shastra is astra. It's a weapon. And the weapon is to cut through ignorance. Gyanasim. Gyanasim. Tasmada Gyanasambutam Agyana Karma Sanginam. This is there in Bhagavad Gita. To destroy the ignorance that we are covered over, we have to take up the Jnana Simha, the Jnana Sim, the sword of knowledge, which is an astra. So the Astra Shastra is the weapon that we use. Anyway, just a little deviation into the Vedanta Sutra there, just to broaden the horizon a bit. So let's stop there, and we'll start with Krishna and Balaram learned how to speak different languages next week. Thank you, Sharmila, for coming. Thank you, Ramesh Bhai, for getting the book and reading.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Abar Bhai, Abar.
Barabar. Thank
Ah,
you.
Hari Hari.
Hare
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, John and Ringa, for coming. Come earlier next time, Prabhu.
Yes, I will.
Hari Bol.
Hare Bol.
Sharmila, don't go away now. Come back.
I sure will, Prabhu.
And
I
if
will
you
be
come
joining.
back, if you come back, bring some bakris with you. Bakri.
Sure.
He loves Bakri.
We've got
He's
Definitely
happy that
will.
we've got Bakri Devi over here, Archana.
Oh, wow.
She's got Bakri Devi. Bhakti Devi. Archana is expert in Bakri Yoga. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Oh, I see that. Hari Bol.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
I won't be able to join next week, so I'll
Oh,
have to catch up on the reading.
okay. Well, we'll fill you up. We'll fill you up with the info anyway. Don't worry.
Yeah. I mean,
Same here, actually.
I'll just do the not reading, the watching.
Just the watching it. It'll be on WhatsApp. Is everybody catching it on WhatsApp? Yeah, it's there on the WhatsApp anyway, if you want.
Okay,
Yeah.
Prabhu, I won't be able to join next week either because I've got an event to go to. But from the following, after next Tuesday, I should be able to join. For
Yeah,
sure.
okay. Well, enjoy the event. Take care. And,
Thank you.
be cautious and all that with COVID.
Yes.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you. Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Coming to Northampton soon, so watch out, Alex.
You're welcome. I can cook for you.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.